I find that under 30 is good because they're a little more impressionable. And somebody with some science background really helps. Even if it's just high school biology and chemistry, you got something to work with.
Got it. So, what advantage do you think you being as a grower? What advantage do you think you have as being a scientist?
Well, I understand what I'm doing. Most growers have no idea what they're doing. Many people work with witches' brews and also. I can tell you chemically exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
Got it.
So, and it really helps for diagnostic purposes. Not everything is always going to go right, but you need to be able to diagnose a problem. Look, a common thing that I've seen are people who will tell me they have a calcium deficiency. And I say, well, what are you watering your plants with? Well, tap water. Well, tap water is loaded with calcium. You don't have a calcium deficiency. Leach your plants. Collect the effluent. Check the pH. More than likely, your pH has fallen down around 5 or so, and your plant can't absorb calcium. Most of what people think are nutrient deficiencies are incorrect pHs, and most people don't know how to correctly measure the pH of their soil. And a lot of people think that leaching a plant is one of the last things you do. No, it's one of the first things you do. Once your plants are firmly rooted up in 5-gallon buckets and you turn the lights back to begin flowering, that's when you leach your plants. Okay? And typically, you're going to need 8 to 10 gallons of leaching before you get your dissolved solids down, under 500. That's why you need a dissolved solids meter. And then you have to check the pH. Because after a month in soil that uses urea as a fertilizer, your pH is probably pretty low. When the pH drops below 6.3, your plants have problems with phosphorus. You need that for flowering. But you can have a healthy plant in veg that has a pH of like 5.2. It's not going to do well when it comes time to flower it. And so the plants have to be leached. Then the pH has to be corrected. Generally, I found for a 5-gallon bucket, 200 to 300 milliliters of pH up per gallon will get your pH up around 6.8. That's where you want it. And then you have to feed it after you've leached it, because you just stripped the soil of everything. You've washed out all the bacteria. You've flushed out all the urea. You dropped your dissolved solids very low, so now the plant can absorb water very quickly. You better make sure there's some nutrient in that water. And I use Dynagrow. 10 mLs of Dynagrow, 8 mLs of pH up per gallon will give you 6.8. And you need to feed the plants with 2 gallons after leaching. Now at this point, you can put your heavy plants back, and they're not going to need to be watered for another 7 to 9 days. But you will have the perfect amount of nutrients, you will have a pH of 6, and you'll have very low dissolved solids. And we autopsy the plants. Once we harvest them, I will frequently take a harvested bucket and we will leach it. And we're going to collect the effluent, and we're going to see what the dissolved solids are, and we're going to see what the ending pH is. Because I want to know how much drift there is in there.
So you document every step along the way, and then you make adjustments as you go for the future.
See all those logbooks over there?
Yeah.
I'm old-fashioned. Most of it just goes into old laboratory logbooks. However, some of the data is taken out and put on the computer.
Got it. So as far as like the diseases that you're looking with keeping at bay, what are some of the other ones that you've come across?
Well, we have very few here because it's an enclosed grow now,
Yeah.
and the room's under positive pressure. So, but what will your average grower run into? Well, number one is spider mites. How do you deal with spider mites? It's a product called Forbid 4F. It's sold under another name too. I forget what it is. I've got some of it in the refrigerator. Forbid 4F. You can't ship it to California. You got to send it through a third party because it works. They don't sell it in California. It is a one-time top surface application. Spider mites live under the leaves. This stuff is systemic. You only need to spray the tops of the leaves. You'll kill everything on that frickin' leaf. It will wipe out spider mites with one spraying. It is extremely potent. And not many people know about it. Forbid 4F.
Forbid 4F.
Yes, do not spray any kind of horticultural oil on your plants. Horticultural oils are not good for them. They can clog the stomata. They can slow down respiration. Yes, they will smother bugs, but not all of them. So for spider mites, it's Forbid 4F. Aphids are kind of common. Spearmethicin. Spearmethicin will kill aphids dead. You find it in the Monterey Garden Spray, which, by the way, I think you can buy at Home Depot. But a lot of compounds that have spearmethicin don't have enough. It should be a 0.45% solution. 0.45% spearmethicin. And there's two isomers, there's the A and the D, and it doesn't really matter, they both work.
Got it. So for some young growers, what's something that you would suggest them to do besides having an apprenticeship with you?
Well, a lot of gardening is a lot of basic stuff. You know, sun, soil, light, sun, clones, light. I mean, I still think that the HPS is still the gold standard. And there are still too many problems with LEDs. So HPS is, stick with HPS. Stick with 1,000-watt HPS. Get a digital ballast that gives you variable wattages. You won't have to be moving your lights up and down quite so much. And of course, it's the electrical. Don't get into this business if you don't have a course in electronics or electricity. If you don't know what Ohm's law is, if you don't know what the power equation is, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. You have to know how your home is wired, what fuses you have, and what sort of continuous loads you can run. Because a continuous load is not the same thing as the maximum load. Don't run over 75%. I know a lot of people say 80. Be safe. Be safe. Make sure you have enough circuit breakers. Make sure that you have enough amperage and power that you can do everything safely. Also, any time a strip leaves your wall, it doesn't have a fuse, it can catch fire, and the fuse in your house might not trip. Okay? Because that's not what fuses are designed to protect the wires in your house, not outside. Now, the one nice thing about those 6-strip power strips is they do have a circuit breaker in them. So if you must plug more than 1 or 2 units in, make sure you add everything up. Most homes have 15 amp fuses. Don't run more than 12. Okay? Don't run more than 12. And so things will be given in wattage. You have to know what the voltage is coming out of your wall, and then you can calculate amperage, and fuses are given in amps. So that's all. Just learn some simple math so you don't burn your house down trying.
Got it. So, all this is making me thinking, if I was a grower, I'm not a grower, but if I was a grower, I would like to think, oh, I want to grow outside. What are some of the challenges with growing outside?
Well, less control. So you are subject to weather. Liberty Farms is built up in Potrero. You can have 60-mile-an-hour winds there. Okay? It's not unusual to get hail. If there's a fire up in the mountains, it's not the fire that will get you, it's the ash falling from the sky. And the number one risk to outdoor growers is theft. It's theft. So, it's good to have dogs. It's good to have guns. It's good to have razor wire. It's good to have all kinds of warning signs. It's good to have motion detector lights.
Yeah.